Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about my favorite books of 2019. I guess I should tell you about my reading year in general. It wasn't the best. I feel like I wasn't obsessed with any books in 2019, which is kind of a theme for the past couple of years. I feel like 2014, 2015, even like 2016 was like a peak, and now I'm kind of in like a lull. But like hopefully 2020 will be like another peak, you know? So far that's not how it's going, but I have hope. These books I wouldn't say would go on like my list of like favorite books of all time, but for 2019, these are what I picked out for my favorite books. I think I'm gonna start with my favorite. I usually end with your favorite, but I think I'm gonna start with my favorite. This is like top two. These are like the ones that would go on like my favorite books like all time. You know? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I had such a dull year that these really just like did something for me. But I don't know. I love them. So, Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin. You've probably heard about this from a lot of people. A lot of people were reading it at the end of last year when it came out. This is about a witch and a witch hunter that are forced to get married. What's there not to like? I mean, for me, it ticks all the boxes. The fact that they hate each other. I love a good hate to love. Forced marriage. We love that. And then even just like getting into like their personalities were like so good. Because you have the girl, she's like chaos, you know? Just like a lot of... She's a lot. And then this guy who's like such like a holy man who's just like... Who is she? But then they like fall in love too and like... It's so good. I really loved it. I gave it 5 stars. This is probably like the top book of 2019 for me. And it happened in like the last like month. I think I read it in November. I loved it. What can I say? Let me know if you've read it and you loved it, because I feel like I haven't seen like a bad review of it, you know? And I feel like everybody like read it, you know? Did you feel that way? I felt that way. And then the next book that is also just on top, because it was just so good. Like, there was nothing not to like about it. I don't have with me physically, but I want to own it someday. And that is The Prince and the Dressmaker by, I think it's Jen Wong. I'm pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong. the title will be on the name will be on the screen. But anyway, that book is a graphic novel. And it's just so cute. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. There's a prince and there's a dressmaker. And the dressmaker makes dresses for the prince. And it's just... I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. I just saw it was a graphic novel and I was like, oh, I like the cover. And then I read it and I was like, this is so cute, you know? Like, I was on the verge of tears. I didn't cry, but like I could have. If I wanted to. If I let myself, I could have. I don't have anything really else to say about it other than it was great. And everybody should read it. So, there you go. So all the rest of these books don't really have an order. They're all kind of like interchangeable. I guess I'll talk about the ones I don't have much to say about because they're part of a series and they're like the ending of a series. So I guess maybe you could guess, but that is Thunderhead and The Toll by Neil Shusterman. I read these both this year. They didn't both come out this year. This one came out this year and this one came out the year previous. I didn't read it until 2019. You guys. These books are so good. And it's not even just like me saying that. Like this book, I looked on my Goodreads and it was like the highest rated book of all the books that I read this year. Like on Goodreads. I just had like the highest rating. And I'm like, it's like a 4.5 something or like 6 something. Because it's just so good. Okay. It's a really good series. And if you haven't read it, you should probably read it. Because there's other people probably telling you to read it too. These books are part of the Arc of a Scythe series trilogy. It's over. Sadly. It's over. I'm fine. But Scythe starts... It's crazy to see where it started and where it ended. It's just like, who would have thought? Who would have thought that it would get to be so big, you know? Basically, Scythe is about this world where there is no death. There is no more, basically any problem that you want to fix, like world hunger, you know, sexism, like racism, like it's all gone. Nobody, it's all good, you know? But they have a population problem because nobody can die. So they have to have these scythes to go and like glean people to keep the population in check. And so we follow these two apprentices. We're both chosen to become scythes, and like who only one gets to be a scythe. It's just, they're so good and they're so thought-provoking. I'd highly recommend watching Christine's videos on them because she made me realize something that I didn't even realize reading them. And these are the type of books that you could read over and over again and probably just like see such different like symbolism of like what all this means, and it's just fantastic. Okay, anyway, moving on. These next two books come from the same author. I own one of them I don't, because I only own one. But that is Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett, as well as Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett. She became one of my new favorite authors in 2019. I read Alex Approximately, which I have over there, and I really enjoyed that one. And then I read this one, and I was like, wow, these are really good. And then I read Serious Moonlight, and I was like, okay, she's one of my favorite authors because all the stories are so diverse. They're like fun and like a little bit more like unique than the YA romances that I've been reading. And there's a little bit more steam than like most of the romances that I'm reading in YA. But like obviously not as much as like some adult ones, you know. So I don't know. It's just like, it's like a perfect, to me, like a perfect YA romance. I'm definitely going to be reading anything that she writes. These are both such good books. This book is about two teenagers that used to be best friends and now they're like enemies, so like something has happened, but then they go on this trip with their friends together, but their friends leave them stranded in the wilderness and they have to like survive. But it's not like it as intense as that. It's like they already have all the camping gear and stuff, so it's not like death, like life or death, you know. It's just like, well, they suck, you know. And then this one, Serious Moonlight, is about two teenagers who had like a one-night stand and then never talked to each other again. And then they end up working together in a hotel, which, you know, gets awkward. But then they become friends and they like solve this mystery, and then it turns into something a little bit more, you know, how romance books are. I really enjoyed them. I'd highly recommend them if you're looking for a good YA romance. Jen Bennett, check her out. And the last book I'm going to talk about is American Panda by Gloria Chow. This book I read at the beginning of 2019, and I was like, wow, this is definitely one of my favorite books. It's going to be like one of my favorite books of the year because I really enjoyed everything about this book. I heard about it from Alexa Loves Books, I think is her channel name. But she was talking about it and how it really represented her and like her experience being like Asian American. And so I was like, oh, a YA romance that's also like diverse and actually like represents well, might as well pick that up. And so I did, and I just like really loved it. It's about a girl who is she in MIT? She's in something, yeah, MIT. She's at MIT and she's like 17, so obviously she's very smart. She's going to become a doctor because her parents want her to be one, but she's a germaphobe and like just like can't do it. And she also falls for a boy who is not her parents' like preferred race. It was so good. I really loved it. I loved like the family dynamics and like the tension, but also like the romance was so good, and like the love interest. I love him. It was just like a very well-rounded story, and I'm really glad I read it. So I gave this 5 stars. You should probably try it out if you like, again, YA romance. These are some of the books that are my favorite of 2019. Oh, I missed one. No, you guys. Okay, honorary mention, but also not honorary. Just put it on the list. Was Pumpkinhead by Rainbow Rowell. I love that book. It was so cute. I felt very represented by the girl, like personality-wise. She's me, and looks-wise. I was just like, wow, that finally me in a book. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, let me know what your favorite books of 2019 are. I've been watching people's videos, writing down ones that sound interesting, and yeah, so let me know what yours are. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.